Well, hello there. This is Will, and I'm making a video on how to diagram um, syllogisms. Uh, Syllogisms. And I'm going to be using Venn diagrams. So this is with Venn diagrams. So I'm reading basically off of pages 216, 217, 218 in the Copy book, and I just want to start with a very, very simple example, and I believe it's something like this. All dogs are mammals, right? Then the next premises are something like all cats are mammals, okay, and line. The conclusion, represented by these three dots, is going to be all cats are dogs. So the question is, how do we diagram this? So as a general rule, you just want to draw three circles. There's one, there's two, there's three. Then you want to label them subject term, predicate term, and then middle term, right? So, yeah. When we look at the conclusion here, we know that the predicate term in the conclusion is the major term. So that's going to be the predicate. And the cats over here is going to be the subject, right? So if we just look up here to the conclusion, we'll know that this is the middle term. And that's just something to keep in mind. So let's go ahead and start diagramming the first one. So we know that the predicate term appears up here in the first premise, or the major premise here. So let's go ahead and do this one first. So all P are M is how we want to diagram this. So all P, so all the P's that exist are M. So just imagine all these P's getting pushed into the M category. Yep. And it doesn't have to be perfect, but I just want it to be visually clear what's going on here, right? And then we want to come over here to cats. Oh man, is that really cats? It doesn't look like it. This is S, and this is M. So this is like saying all S are M. So we do the same thing on the other side over here. Let's go ahead and push this over. Like we're pushing all the S's into the M category. Yep. Just want to make it visually distinct and bright, or I wouldn't normally take all the time to color this in. So please bear with me here. All right, I think this is going to be good. The conclusion is that all cats are dogs. And so I just want to look at this really quick, right? And if this is dogs over here, right? And if this is cats over here, does the picture tell us that all the cats are dogs? That's a good question, isn't it? Well, I think, like, just to think about this, right? If you think about an A proposition, all cats are dogs, how would we diagram it? Well, we would draw two circles alone, label that S and P, all cats, so we'll make this C and this D. And if we just pushed all the S into the other category, we would have to look at this, right? Now, does this picture present itself anywhere over here? It does, but does it present itself in a way, just like this, where all the S's are P's, or all the cats are dogs? And the answer is no, because there's this little space right here that includes the cats that are also the dogs. That's not shaded. That you know um, that's not um, that you know half of this area over here with the cats and the dogs are, it's pretty much deleted. So no, this is invalid. Invalid. Not all cats are dogs, right? Not the picture doesn't present itself in this diagram. So let's just take a look at another one really quickly, and I think there's one on the next page, and I think it goes something like, all artists are egoist, right? That's the first premise. Then some artists are paupers. And the conclusion is some paupers are egoists. Some paupers are egoist. All right, so let's draw a line here so we know that what our premises are and what our conclusions are. So that's our conclusion. So let's go ahead and again draw our three circles. So S, P, and circle number 3 is M. All right, so we look here to our conclusion and we know that this is going to be the predicate term, this will be the subject term. We know that by the definition of syllogism. And so we look up here and we see that egoists will be the P term, so those would be egoists over here. And artists will be the middle term. So we'll just put this right here. And then we're going to have paupers as the S term then, right? Be paupers. All right, so when diagramming this, you'll notice we have a universal premise in the first one. So this one is universal, right? And this one is particular. And we're going to want to diagram the universal premise first as a general rule. So let's go ahead and diagram all M are P, right? So how we do that? Well, we push all the M's into the P category that we possibly can. All right, so let's go ahead and just delete all these. And when we fill them in, it's like they don't exist. They no longer exist in the universe. It's like we're deleting them or shrinking the universe in such a way. So we look here, and we got that one diagrammed, all MRP. Now we look at our second premise, some artists are paupers. So we look over here at artists and paupers, and we see that the artist category is right here, right? Here's the artist category. So we're looking at this. We have to look at this box, right? So let me change color. So we have to look at this box. So we're looking at artists, right? And then some artists are paupers. So we have to look here too, right? Because these are where the paupers are. Well, what? Let me change that. Yeah, there we go. And there's like all the paupers that exist, and the green is all the the artists. So here the red is the paupers, and the one in the green is the artist. So we need to draw an X, and the only place we can really draw it is like right here. Sorry, I know that's not a clear X, but there's an X in the center. So there's an X at the intersection of artists and paupers, right? So that means that when you look at this picture, do you see the conclusion some paupers are egoists? Answer is yes, right? And that's valid. So that's just one way to kind of work through these. These are two really good examples. and I'll try to do some more examples in the next video.